Forgot to turn on my mic. Okay, now, let's see. Should be able to zoom in here. Okay, so this class is going to be all about social media. We're going to be talking about social media platforms, the data and statistics that go along with it, and best practices, strategies, creative ideas, working with influencers, and a bunch of stuff. So I'm going to cover a whole lot in this class, so stay, bear with me as I try and go through this. And I know I'm starting late, unfortunately. Oh dear. Mr. Gigi has decided to knock over some things that I was not expecting, because he thinks he's an acrobat. Alright, moving on. So, I'm Lisa Lee. I specialize mostly in web development and graphic design, but I've been building websites and graphics for over 20 years. I've helped companies, individuals, and just different people with social media marketing, and I've done things like posting, coming up with a posting schedule, creating social media graphics, creating graphics to use for profile and cover images. I've created videos and social media post content and different things like that. Now, I am by all means not a social media expert, but I do know some things that I can share with you today, and so I'm hoping that the things that I teach will help you save time, money, and effort, especially given that a lot of the social media companies are going to charge you hundreds and thousands of dollars if you hire them to try and handle your social media marketing and let them manage it and create posts for you. It's going to cost you a lot. You can save a lot of money if you implement the strategies and the tools I'm going to be showing you. Alright, so let's start talking about what the class is going to be covering. So the first half of the class, I'm going to be talking about the statistics, a lot of statistics and data. I talk about demographics, average conversion rates for different types of content, how to build a following, how you can create posts that are going to get more engagement. We talk about how to use AI to help save time and money, and ways you can measure your success. Okay, then we can take a quick break if needed. It's usually not, but just in case anybody has questions. And the second half of the class is all about social media influencers, viral content, figuring out what gets clicks, what doesn't, and some creative social media marketing strategies that you can try out. Alright, so first up, why is social media marketing important? So there's, of course, billions of people are using social media worldwide. Social media is going to offer direct access to your target audience, whereas compared to traditional marketing, where you have like a billboard or a newspaper ad or an ad in something else that's distributed, social media gets in front of your target audience very specifically. So you can narrow it down to people that have interests, the age, location of what you're trying to, target. You can use different strategies that can help increase your brand awareness, build customer loyalty, and increase your sales. I'm gonna try and set up so I can see my chat because I forgot to do that. So give me a moment. Alright, it's generally low cost compared to traditional marketing methods. So whereas, traditional, oops, let me turn that down. So with traditional marketing, you may have like a bulk mail thing where you send out postcards and stuff. That can be rather costly, whereas with social media marketing, you can have a greater reach and very targeted reach rather than just mass, mailing something or trying to use an ad or print ad or billboard or something where you're going to get a lot of exposure, yes, but it's not as targeted. With social media, you can target things because that's what these social media companies are doing. Their business is their users. So when you use a social media platform, you are the product. You are what they're selling. So when you browse anything on social media and you look at a post, you click something, you like something, if you join a group, if you notice an ad and you click it. The social media companies are collecting all of that data, and then they use that data to then sell to businesses like yours to try to target specific customers to get a better conversion rate than not targeting. So there is a bit of invasion of privacy, but increased conversion rates with social media marketing compared to some other methods. Okay, so comparatively, it can be lower cost than doing a mass mailing and stuff, because you're targeting people and you're paying, a set amount. You can set a budget of what you want to pay. All right, and you don't have to necessarily pay for advertising. You can also do organic posts and stuff like that, which can be seen and can get traction and stuff. So that can also have a bearing on everything with your overall costs with it. With social media, you have a greater potential for growth and engagement, especially when you use the right strategies and you can build a relationship with your customers. All right, so now one of the key things that is so crucial with this is choosing the right platforms. Do not try to post on every single platform. It is a waste of time and energy and money to try to do that. You instead need to figure out where your target audience is. Who are the people that are most likely to buy from you? Okay, and you need to figure out what platforms are they? What are they using? Where are they looking? Even if they use a platform, doesn't mean they're necessarily looking to buy something on that platform. So if they see an ad, they may just scan right over it. So there's all sorts of different data points that you can get for free that can help you make better informed decisions that can save you tons of money, tons of time, and tons of effort. Okay, so you need to know what your target audience, what their age, their gender, location, their general interests, and that will help you to identify the types of platforms that you're going to be looking for. You can also pay attention to what groups. There's a lot of platforms like Facebook. There's Facebook groups and stuff. Those can help help you identify where your targeted audience is. Because if those groups have a large following, then okay, my target audience is using these platforms. Do not try to target everybody, because not everybody is going to be interested in whatever you have to offer. That's just the truth. So you want to make sure that you are spending your time and money wisely. So platform demographics are super, super important, and knowing your target audience. So you want to match your audience demographics with whatever they're frequenting most. So, LinkedIn is more for professionals. Instagram is more popular among younger users. So is TikTok. Very young audience. While TikTok may be great for viral content, that doesn't necessarily mean those younger audience will be willing to buy. And your target audience may be better on a different platform. All right, content suitability. This is also something super key. You need to choose the platforms that align with the type of content that you're planning on sharing. So if you are not comfortable with creating videos, be it recording on your phone or just creating it on the computer or whatever, using video tools or something like that, then you need to choose a platform that is going to accommodate whatever type of content you're willing to produce. Text content does not perform as well as images or video. In the previous class on Tuesday, I covered the types of content, that performs better and gave statistics on that. So I'm not going to go over that again in this class. I'm just going to kind of touch on certain things, and we'll talk about some other statistics. All right. The next key thing is that you need to choose something that aligns with your business goals. So it needs to align with your business objectives. So where your brand awareness can be, where you can generate leads, where you provide customer service. And then the final point is to make sure that whatever platform you choose, consider the time and resources it takes to post on that and to manage it effectively. A lot of times it's easy to create an account, create a profile, and then rarely ever post on it. That is super common. I'm guilty of that myself because you get busy and it's hard to keep up with. So I'm going to show you ways to fix these things. All right, so next up. All right, organic reach. This is what typically Okay, so what is it? So organic reach is referring to the number of people who see your content without any kind of paid promotion. This is your normal posts. So say you have a Facebook page and then you put something on that Facebook page. That is an organic reach post. So that's organic content that you've created. Any likes or whatever that you've gotten on that and any views on that have been organic. Now, if you pay to promote that, that would be an ad boosted post. So that's different. So I'm just talking about organic. Okay, so just natural content. Now, it's heavily influenced by platform algorithms, content quality, and audience engagement. So on average, organic reach is only 1 to 5%, but it depends on the platform, and I can show you stats on that, which I will show coming up. All right, some of the challenges with it. It's becoming more challenging to get organic reach because they changed the algorithms, and they are fueled, like Facebook, fueled by incentives to kind of lower organic reach to make businesses want to pay to sponsor their posts so they will get seen. So it's all a money-making scheme, really, is what it comes down to. So the platforms are going to be more incentivized to make you feel like, oh, I can't get any likes on this, I'm going to have to pay for it. So that's just how these platforms work, and you're kind of stuck. But there are some strategies I can show you that kind of can help, but ultimately, if you really want to succeed on social media, you're going to have to probably invest in something. Some sort of monthly budget, probably. All right, so people are usually suffering from information overload, so short attention spans are affecting everybody. So you may see a post, you may think, oh, hey, that's cool, and then forget about it. You may see something, that maybe watching a video and get tired and go to something else. It happens all the time. So it's going to take high quality, engaging content to really capture the attention and to maximize your organic reach. Okay, so I've got this chart. It's not very good. ChatGPT didn't put this together, but Google Sheets did. So it generated this, and so I just threw it in there because ChatGPT couldn't generate it for me. So I've got a bunch of different social media platforms listed here, and you can see that the percentage is shown here, and it's going to vary by platform, but you can check on Facebook is very low. It's less than, it's probably around 6%. I have actual stats I can show you on these, but these are just estimates and stuff. And you can see some of the other platforms. Reddit has really low. Twitter is very, very low. It's the lowest of all. But you've got YouTube. It's still pretty low too. Some of the other popular ones, Instagram is just above 10% and stuff. So what that means is that it's going to be hard for your organic posts to really get noticed. Okay, so that's what it basically boils down to. Okay, so, oh, I forgot to update this slide for some reason. Okay, so, alright, I will fix that later, and then I'll upload the new one. Okay, so I do have some information for like the best days and times to post. Like on Facebook, Wednesday and Friday are typically good times, but it's going to depend on your audience. So if your audience is a certain group that goes to bed early, or is working during the day, or is just different habits and stuff, it's going to affect their, the best days and times. These are just generalized, very generalized, based on just, the stats that ChatGPT has on these platforms. And it could be outdated, and it can probably change, and probably does, due to different trending, trends and seasons and stuff. But generally speaking, the best times would be 9 to 1 on Facebook. On Wednesday and Friday. Perhaps it's like people checking, during their lunch break or something. Instagram, some of the best days for that are apparently Tuesday and Thursday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Twitter, Monday and Thursday, best times 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. LinkedIn, Tuesday and Wednesday. You get the idea. Now, let me escape out of here. Go to the, oops, not that. There it is. This is what I was wanting to show you. So, I have put together this chart thing, and let me see if I can zoom in right quick, because I have hotkeys that I need to press and I forget them all the time. Alright. Okay, control. Forgot it already. Okay. Alright, hopefully that's working. Is that working? Okay. I think it's working. Alright. So, you should be able to see this a little bit closer now. This is my social media platform statistics Google Sheets thing. I have put together a bunch of different sheets here. So this one just has a bunch of the social media platforms. Let me see, some of these are a little bit different, and some of them, you know, have some information. I did get all of this from ChatGPT, so just so you're, you know, aware. I have Douyin on here just for reference in case you decide to target a Chinese audience. Probably not likely, but just so you know. It's just interesting to see all this information. So, what I've got here is what the platform is ideal for posting, you know, on. So Gab, for example, is for free speech, political stuff, but you can post anything, but that's a lot of their content is on there. I've got Discord, which is for community, you know, building, messaging, voice communication. And then I've got best content types. So these are the types of content that these platforms are best for. Then I've got general demographics of the types of users that are predominantly on these platforms and the general regions where they're used. And it's all on here. Now, I have stuff for advertising. I've got organic reach. As you can see, this is the little chart thing that I had showed you on the slide. I have actual organic reach percentages here. So like YouTube is 5 to 7%. What I did is I took the averages and then I had that chart created. You can see for Facebook, it says that it is between 5 and 6%. Instagram 10 to 12. LinkedIn is 15 to 20. So, and I have some notes on it too. And it says, you know, this is information from ChatGPT. And ChatGPT says that the estimate of the average organic reach you can expect on each platform, you know, is what's in the chart. These figures vary based on factors like content quality, engagement, and the specific audience. Your organic reach refers to the number of unique users who see your content without paid promotion. So in other words, it measures how many people view your posts or content purely based on the platform's algorithm and not through paid advertising. And then it says there's key points. So social media platforms use algorithms to determine which content to show users. The algorithms are influenced by factors like user engagement, which is your likes, comments, and shares, relevance, timing, and the type of content. Content visibility. Organic reach is essentially about visibility. Higher organic reach means your content is being shown to more people naturally, while lower means that fewer users are seeing your posts without paid promotion. Okay? So there's different factors that impact your organic reach, and that is like the engagement rate. So posts with higher engagement, like likes, shares, comments, are going to be more likely to be shown. So when you post something, you want as many people to like, comment, and share it as you can. So if you can get your friends or connections to do that for you, it can help boost your post and get it seen by more people, because then the platform will go, oh, hey, this thing is popular. I might show it to some more people. And then if they like it, then they'll continue to share it. But if you don't get likes and comments and shares, it's not going to be seen. The other thing is timing. So whenever your audience is most active, it's important to post then, because that can help improve your organic reach. The content type. So different platforms will favor different content types. Video often has higher organic reach on platforms like Facebook and Instagram, for example. Okay, your audience size or followers, that will also affect your organic reach. Even with a large audience, though, low engagement can reduce your reach. Okay, so organic reach versus impressions. It says unique users who see your content are the organic reach, and then impressions are the number of times your content is displayed, whether it's clicked or not. A single user can account for multiple impressions if they view it more than once. And then if you find that your organic reach is declining over time, then chances are that it's because, the platform may be trying to incentivize you to pay for advertising. This means fewer of your followers will see your posts. And so it's, unless it's highly engaging or unless you boost them. So what this data is going to be telling you is the higher organic reach it is, then that means it's performing well on its own, it's resonating with your audience, and it's favored by the platform algorithm. And this can lead to increased visibility and engagement without needing to invest in paid ads. Now, if you're getting low organic reach, it means your content is not, potentially engaging enough, or maybe the platform just isn't prioritizing it. And so only a small percentage of your followers will see it. And you might need to boost your posts or adjust your content strategy in order to fix that. Okay, so, and it says that if your organic reach is high, focus on maintaining and improving your content quality, engagement, and posting consistency. And if it's low, then you would consider testing different content types, posting at different times, or using paid promotion to increase visibility. Now, that is this chart for average organic reach. I have another one, which is for best use case. So these are what all the platforms are best for, like the purpose of it. So whether you're trying to build a community, share content, share video content, or share audio, professionally network, different things like that. I've got all of these things here. I also have a chart with the best days and times, generally speaking. Again, very generalized, but you can see, like for Facebook, it says Tuesday and Wednesday here, mid-morning, 9 a.m. to 11. This is all produced by ChatGPT. I cannot vouch for any of the accuracy, and there is some differences, and it could be just that it's pulling data from different sources and stuff, so it's kind of hit or miss here. So what you're going to really need to do to determine the best days and times for posting is figuring out when your target audience is interacting with posts of the content, like what you're trying to post, and noticing their behavior. Notice when the days and the times and how many likes and stuff. So from your observations, you can try using some online tools that may analyze best posting types, but usually a lot of the social media platforms that you can use to schedule posts will have analytics data collected over time that can tell you, okay, these are the best days and times based on your content and your audience. And that would be the best way to figure out the best days and times. But these are just really generalized information. So you can see, like it says for Facebook, consistent engagement across industries peaks midweek, and then weekends are not as good. But it varies all by different platforms and stuff, and your best bet is going to be trying to collect that data over time as you test out different days and times and see what works for you and your content type and your audience. Okay, I also have a chart in here that shows you the content type. So I've got text content, image, video, audio, and live streaming. Short videos, like those short videos like that are less than a minute long. Infographics, stories, blogs, articles, interactive content, and podcasts. I've got all these things listed here with what platforms support those and are good for those. I also have a demographics one that tells you the general age range. Again, this is all ChatGPT data. So I can't tell you for sure what is going to be accurate or not, but it's just, you're going to have to observe the analytics really to kind of know your audience and stuff, but this can help to identify the platforms. From what I've observed, it is more or less generally accurate. So like for TikTok, it shows TikTok here, 16 to 34 is the age range, it's predominantly male. Income is mixed, education mixed. It's good for live streaming, gaming, it says. Oh, that's for Twitch. Whoops, sorry. Wrong one. 16 to 24 for TikTok. I meant this one. Predominantly female, so entirely different demographic. Wondered about that. It's known for, short videos, hashtag challenges. It's global, but also in the US, China, and India. But you can also see I've got YouTube here too, which is predominantly 18 to 49. It's balanced, has mixed income and education and stuff, and you can see video content, tutorials, vlogging, and stuff. All of this information is in this Google Sheets thing I put together for you. And then I've got region, which shows you the regions are in, and then it has some insights that ChatGPT has shared. I also have some charts too that you can see in here. I've got these also in the slides. And then I've got best ad formats, so that if you choose to pay for social media advertising, you can kind of get an idea of what ad types are supported and what, is more likely to work. I will continue to try to build out this information to add more to it. So that is one of the reasons why it is a Google Sheets thing, because then I can update it and you'll get the latest data that I put in there, and any corrections that I can get ChatGPT to make on certain things that may be inconsistent, such as the best days and times, because that's pretty inconsistent. But I will try to update this and refine it because it's useful for me as well. So the stuff I'm using, I'm also sharing with you. So that's my my strategy here. Okay, so let me go back. I'm gonna switch back to this, and we can talk about this stuff again. Okay, so as I was saying, with the best times to post, use analytics. That's the best bet, but also you can make observations. Okay, so platform specific considerations. So with this, it says Facebook focuses on community engagement, weekends see lower reach. So if you post on the weekends, it's unlikely that it will get seen, but if you post on the week, days, you may have better exposure with your posts. Instagram, very visual platform because it's mainly for photos. Stories are good for engagement during lunch breaks and evenings. So if you decide to post on Instagram, do it during lunch break. Schedule those posts for that time or in the evenings, and you may see more engagement. For Twitter, it's a real-time updates, and it's best during work hours. You can imagine what everybody's doing at work. Alright, LinkedIn is best for business-to-business content during business hours. Again, people are not working, they're using LinkedIn apparently, and Twitter. Alright, so Pinterest, late-night browsing leads to higher engagement, so probably in the evening, nighttime might be a good time to post. I don't think it's as relevant with Pinterest, but it might have some bearing on how popular things are, but again, it's going to depend on the platform and stuff, so it's important to do your own research, but this information that I'm hoping will help you to narrow down what platforms to focus on and what you should be trying to do. Alright, so I'm going to dive into the content type. If you want me to take a break, I can. Just let me know in the comments. So, with this chart, I've got different content types. This is something ChatGPT created for us to look at. The little yellow bar is images, orange is videos, text posts is pink, well, darker pink, and then the lighter pink is the stories, reels. And you can see on TikTok, video content has the best engagement rate, but again, it only goes up to 5. Well, less than 5, if I'm, more accurate. But it kind of gives you an idea of what these platforms, what types of content work on these particular platforms. So you'll see that on Instagram, videos perform better than images. You can also see that the stories and reels perform better than images. And so even though Instagram is predominantly photos and sharing photos and images and stuff, the stories and reels with the videos work better. they get more engagement. On Facebook, video gets more engagement, and second to that is the stories and reels. The images and text posts are almost equal, but with images doing a little bit better. And you can see with LinkedIn, for the content on there that performs the best, you've got the videos, you've got text posts, and then in third place is images. Then followed by that is the stories and reels. And on Twitter, well, everything's really pitifully low. Alright, so average engagement rates. So on the platforms just in general for the engagement rates, you can see that Facebook is really low. Twitter is even lower. We've got TikTok very high. And, we've got Instagram and LinkedIn and stuff. You can see the general engagement rates. That means when you share a post on there, the likelihood of someone liking it is basically that amount. So of them liking or commenting on it or sharing it is pretty low. And it only, only TikTok exceeds 5%. Everything else is much lower. Okay, so next, we're going to talk about building your strategy. So you want to make sure that you're setting clear goals. You need to know what you're trying to achieve. So it might be trying to just generate brand awareness. If you're trying to generate leads that, you can convert. If you're trying to just get direct sales and stuff, you need to have your goals defined so you can try to put together a strategy that's going to work for you. And then with the platforms, you need to choose the platforms where your audience is going to be most active. And then as you're creating posts, you want to make sure that you're using a mix of organic, paid, influencer collaborations, viral content efforts, and different types of things. So you want to just vary it up between different types of things and not just post, a lot of promotional things, promoting a sale or promoting this or that. You want to have, content that's going to be engaging and relate to your audience. Things that they're going to want to share, things that they might find funny, things that they might enjoy, things that provide value to them. Put yourself in their shoes. What are they going to want to look at, and where are they going to want to see? And see them, not as dollar signs, but more as people. And, try to keep in mind that these people have lives. They're busy. They're working. They've got a lot going on. And so they're just like, the rest of us. So they're just normal people going about their day. And then, when they see your content, what do you want them to do? What do you want them, how do you want them to react? What, is going to be typical for their behavior? And especially in consideration of everything else that they may have going on in their lives and stuff like that. So, all right. Finally, you want to make sure that you're going to monitor and adjust. So you'll have to regularly review your performance and adjust your strategies over time and stuff, because you're going to start noticing, oh, this post didn't do so well, but this one did really well. This one's doing pretty good. This one, and you'll start taking note of what is working and what isn't, because you can use tools that will help you do that. All right. So now we're going to kind of talk about viral content. So viral content is going to be something that's highly shareable. It engages a large audience quickly. There's going to be elements of it that include like the emotional reaction that it gets, how it's relatable, if it's unique, something exciting, different things like that. So platforms such as TikTok and Instagram are often places where you're going to find viral content. Twitter does as well. Well, Twitter X. I always call it Twitter still. And you'll find that the content, gets shared, whether it's good or bad, in some cases, inaccurate or not. It's generally something that creates a reaction, is something that relates to people or something trending at the time, and serves some sort of purpose in communicating something that people relate to. Alright, so it's unpredictable generally, so I do have a typo in there, but there are things that you can try to do to create content that has potential to go viral, so let's talk about that. So, as I was saying, you need emotional appeal. You need something that elicits strong emotions. So, that may be something that makes people happy, surprises them, shocks them, scares them, angers them. It creates some sort of reaction. Uh, you can have something that's relatable. So, it might be common experiences, challenges, or things like that. So if someone's, say, just speaking, from the heart, talking about issues that matter to them, that content may get shared because people go, oh yeah, I can relate to that, and they'll just share it without even thinking about it. That's kind of the power behind viral content. When you try to manufacture it, then it becomes inauthentic, and people can detect inauthenticity. That's something that I don't have in the slide, but that's something that's just key to know. So if you're trying to manufacture something to be viral, that doesn't necessarily mean it will be. In some cases, some big corporations might manage it, but they have a bunch of psychologists, and they do that, just like with games and social media platforms. They have psychologists that design things to be addictive. They design things to get a reaction. It's just like with, McDonald's and fast food and stuff. They design their food to be addictive and stuff. So there are ways that you can do that, but I consider them unethical in a lot of ways, for multiple reasons. But to get back on topic, you're going to want to try and take hold of the trends that are going on. So current issues people are talking about. It may be current challenges that are trending. You can use the different hashtags to kind of see what's, trending. So for example, on like Twitter, you'll see the hashtags, like the trending topics and stuff. You can post on those and potentially get seen if you have something relevant to share. Same with the other platforms. They usually have some sort of, feed that shows what's popular for the day and the time. Alright, so eye-catching visuals. You want to make sure that you're using high-quality images and videos that grab attention, that, are able to grab attention quickly, are able to just maintain engagement and, provide value and create interest. Okay, now, next thing, we're going to talk about some tips here. So, one of the key things is that you post consistently. You can maintain a regular posting schedule, and that will help keep your audience engaged. And when you do engage, don't just broadcast a message. You have to try to ask questions, respond to comments. You need to interact. You can have polls, you can have giveaways, you can do different activities or different things. You can have contests. Encourage your audience to engage with you and interact, and to help build a kind of community rather than simply trying to just throw a sales pitch at them every day. You need to try to build trust and present yourself, professionally, but also as a person that's relatable, that, they'll want to do business with, and that, they'll enjoy hearing from, rather than just some sort of salesman going, hey, we've got this over here, we've got this over here, and you can get a lot of, there are services, there's companies, lots of them. I could recommend them. I've tried them in the past. I don't recommend them. What they do is they offer a monthly subscription type service where they say, we will charge you X amount, per month to post on your behalf. We'll create posts for you and share that to your audience. I have seen their work. I do not think it is good. I have, from personal observation, it does not help. So, and when you consider the organic reach, it is a waste of money and time, and it is just not worth it. So if you're going to advertise, use the paid promotional posts on the social media platforms. Post normal content, for your organic reach, and just put together a strategy that's going to be authentic and ethical and relate to your audience. You can use AI to help you come up with posts and come up with quality content. So, you know, you want to focus on providing quality and value over just pumping out posts. You want something that's going to be valuable, resonates with your audience, something that they'll enjoy, something that they'll want to share, something that they'll want to keep. That's going to help a whole lot more than trying to just post frequently or post, you know, these hollow messages that have no real meaning behind them, that are just pushing sales or pushing whatever you're doing. People want to get to know you. That's the advantages of small businesses versus, like, say, Walmart or these big corporations. Use your small business stature to your advantage by building a solid relationship with your audience, because that's going to be more quality over time and more valuable over time than, you know, trying to pump out these posts or trying to imitate what the big corporations do, or trying to do something like that. So you have the unique advantage of trying to say, look, this is me, this is my business, this is what we do, this is behind the scenes. There's all kinds of things that you can post that would be quality, interesting content for your target audience. They might find these things interesting. You can show your process for how you do things. These types of things can provide a lot more quality and help build trust and show authenticity, rather than, you know, say, paying a company to outsource your posts and come up with some sort of, you know, cold statistics or cold messaging that has no real meaning and that they'll probably overlook. So these kinds of things make a big difference. And so you can share your story and in, you know, maybe in how you how your business has been, and different things like that. But you have to also keep it professional and don't overshare certain details that are unnecessary that may actually cause more harm than good. So you want to keep it positive, keep it light, keep it short, keep it friendly, and you know, give behind the scenes or whatever. These types of things can help just build a relationship, because you have to try and keep who your target audience is in mind when you're posting on there, because they aren't just a machine, they are people, and you want to try to build a relationship of trust and make them want to do business with you. Alright, so the next key is to utilize your analytics. You want to post regularly, but also adjust your strategy that's going to be based on what is working, what isn't. So if people aren't bothering to, you know, look at your posts, why bother posting at that time, day and time, or on that particular topic, or a different thing. So you may need to try different things. It's going to require a lot of testing to see what works, and you know, you have to throw a lot of things out there and just kind of see what sticks in a sense, until you get your analytics and data collected over time that's going to give you the most value and the information you need to really have a good, solid strategy. Say, okay, these are the days that work best, these are the times that work best, these are the platforms that work best, this is the type of content I need to be posting more of. Okay, so that's kind of the keys with that. The other thing that you need to keep in mind is that each platform has its own kind of norm and cultures. So what works on one may not work on another. That's why the days and times vary, and the demographics vary, and the interests, and, you know, so many different things vary between all the platforms. So you may post something on one that may be like viral, and then you may post it on another and go, hey, that didn't do anything, nobody even looked at it. And so there's big differences in the different platforms. So you need to understand that and, you know, have realistic expectations when you're doing these posts. Alright, now I'm going to talk about the paid ads, because this is a huge thing. Previously, I had personally underestimated the power of the paid ads, but I also did not think about how how the platforms will be suppressing the organic content to try to get businesses to pay. And so with all of these things in mind, we are going to definitely cover it. So that's why I've put together all this information as well. So you can see that with paid ads, you have the ability to narrow down your target audience. So you can say, set a budget of 200 a month. And then you can say, I want to target this specific, area with this gender, with this, set of interests or behaviors and stuff. So you can, narrow things down, very target your ads and stuff. And then you can use what's called like some of the platforms, a lot of them probably, I don't know, I'm not an expert, like I said, so I don't know specifically, but I know Facebook has something called Facebook Pixel. And this is one of the privacy invading things that I've always disliked. Because what it does is when businesses decide to use Facebook ads, and then they include this Facebook pixel, it's like some piece of code that they include on their website. Usually they just copy and paste it somewhere in part of the website, or they might be put in using a plugin or something like that. But it gets put on the website, and then when someone clicks on the Facebook ad, goes to the website, it can track them, and track them if they bought, track if they didn't, track different details, and see what they're doing. And then you can see, oh, this person, clicked my ad, but they didn't buy. Why didn't they buy? I can go back and I can target them with more ads on Facebook. And then you can target them with even more advertising for that particular thing. So perhaps you've heard of the conspiracy theories on the advertising, the devices listening and stuff like that, and spying. This is a big part of it. It's because so much of the internet is intertwined. So many things are tracking you. So if you use Google Analytics, for example, it's going to be tracking all of your website traffic. And it will take all of that data, and it will, say, oh, here, have free analytics, but I'm going to take this data, probably in their, terms and conditions. I'm not sure where. I don't take my word on this, but this is my theory based on observation, and what makes sense is that they're going to be taking that data and using it for selling, and they want to use it so you'll use their Google ads and different things like that, and, it may fuel their statistics on the back ends of their data collection and everything. So all of these things basically mean is that there's data. Data is the new gold. Okay? And this is what has to do with paid ads. The big tech platforms are mining data from users all over the world, and if they can get their hands on the data from your website, they will use that too, and they will use it to target your customers more specifically. So while it does have a lot of benefits, I also cringe because of the privacy concerns and the, I dislike the data invasion personally. But there are things that you can do that can help increase your potential conversions by utilizing their systems and their platforms to more heavily target people with ads. So typically speaking, it may take 7 times for a person to see your ad before they decide to take action if they're interested. That goes for just generally speaking for a lot of things. So it may take 7 times. It may take a little bit more, but on average, I believe the number was 7. This was from years ago, though. But the number is probably still around the same, if I had to guess. Alright, so the types of things that are going to be ads on these platforms are usually sponsored posts. You can use display ads, video ads, and carousel ads. And so, depending on the platform, it'll depend on what type of ad is available, and the effectiveness, the conversion rate, the cost is all going to vary by the platform. The cost, as I said, is going to vary greatly. Typical budgets, you can expect anywhere from $200 to $5,000 if you want to make any real progress with it. And then with paid ads, you do reach a broader audience, and then your content is going to be more likely to be seen because the companies are making money, and then that makes them happy. And so then they'll be willing to let your audience see the content rather than organic. Alright, so I've got some charts for the average cost per click, you can see that LinkedIn is much more expensive. It's over $5 per click, whereas Facebook is like 97 cents. Instagram is just over $1. You can see Twitter, X, the data might be old, I'm not sure on Twitter, especially since Elon took over, so I don't know, don't take me, these are, again, this is all from ChatGPT, the information, the stats, because it's able to access all this data, and it's just really handy, so it's really useful to use. So, YouTube tends to cost over $3, you can see Snapchat, $2 a click, and so, your return on investment, is going to depend on the cost you're paying for the clicks, how many people convert after they click your link, and so there's a lot of things in play. And so once they leave the platform to go to your site, then your website or whatever landing thing you're trying to get them to do, all of that is, the effectiveness of that, if you have, say you take someone to a web page and it doesn't convert them, it could be an issue with the page. It could just be you need a larger number, because only a certain small percentage of the people that actually click the link will actually buy, is what I'm trying to get to explain here. So just because they click doesn't mean these are automatic buys. So it may cost you $5 for that click on LinkedIn, but that doesn't mean that that person is automatically going to buy from you. That just means that they've clicked the ad. Now, the job of the website, or whatever you're, using the ad for, is to try and sell to that person that has clicked the ad. They have shown some sort of interest, or they accidentally clicked on it. I click on ads by accident all the time. And they may or may not buy, and they may just immediately click away, or they may stick around and look but may not be ready to buy at that time. So all these different factors are going to come into play with these, and that you need to keep in mind when you're budgeting and looking at your statistics and going, why am I not making sales, and what's going on, and I'm spending this much, but I'm not making the money back. So you have to pay attention to all these factors and make sure that you have your ads done well. They need to be well written, and then the landing page, wherever they go, needs to be well done. And you should probably have some sort of video on that landing page. Okay, so now I've got a chart on the average ad conversion rates. So this means that the people that actually click and buy. I want to double check something real quick. I think, did I have that? Okay. It's a conversion rates for ads on various social media platforms, so I think this is for sell, for it selling. I can get ChatGPT to clarify later, but go ahead. So on here you can see that the conversion rate for Facebook is about 9% or so. Well, it's showing just under, but these are probably averaged out and stuff. So you're going to see that, from Facebook, they all kind of decline. So only a certain percentage of the people that actually click the link will actually buy. And the data is going to vary by the platform, as you can see. But it's also going to depend on the content that you're using for your ad. So whatever you're offering, if it's a good, if it's in line with your target audience, if all these things are in place, then you're going to be, not having so much of a loss. Whereas if you are paying for ads and you set it to do too broad of an audience, you're going to waste a lot of time and money, because a lot of those people are just not going to convert. You may get clicks, and you'll be paying for those clicks for sure, but they may not get you your sales that you're looking for, or the conversions. Okay, so ensure that your ads have a strong and clear call to action. You can use ChatGPT to help you with all of these things. So everything that I'm talking about now, you can go into ChatGPT right now and say, hey, help me with a social media marketing plan. come up with a content, strategy for my business. You can ask all sorts of specific questions, especially when it comes to ads, because it has a ton of data to work with, and it has information from all the marketing experts that has collected into its giant, massive digital brain. And so it can help you come up with a good call to action to use. It can help you with titles and headlines and all kinds of things that you can use in your ads. And if you want to target specific keywords, you can do that as well. And you can tell it, use, these keywords and in the information you generate. Use the best sales headline for this, type of thing. So your prompts can make all the difference when you use it. As for targeting, you want to make sure that you target your right audience, so make sure you understand them. That's where the demographics come into play. So you need to understand, where are they, what platforms, what types of, characteristics do they have? If there's something common among them, do they have certain hobbies? Do they like certain types of pages? Do they, what are they doing? What's their job title? Sometimes you can use different elements to that, which can help you narrow down your audience on their platforms. You'll need to do A/B testing, so you will have to experiment with different ad formats, visuals, and messages, and different things like that. So you're going to have to experiment and test and see what works. And you don't have to invest a lot when you're doing these ads. You can try, say, $20 on a test and see what it does. See if it's getting engagement. See if it's getting any reactions. See how long it takes to get any kind of response from people, and if they're clicking. If they're not, then you need to revise. And you don't have to invest a whole lot up front on a particular strategy. So you can use different budgets on your different campaigns. You'll use the analytics to monitor the performance of the ads, and then you'll need to adjust your strategies so that you can make sure that your ads are more effective, so you're not just wasting your money. You'll need to make sure that your cost per click and stuff like that on the ads is giving you a good return on investment, so that you're not spending a whole lot and not getting sales in return. So these are all key things that you'll need to do and keep in mind when you're doing paid ads. Alright, now, influencers are great in that they have a following and they have credibility with that following. So they've already put in the time and work to build up a relationship with their audience. Their audience likes their content. Their audience has some sort of, relationship with them. Maybe they like the influencer's personality. Maybe they like the topics that are covered. Maybe it's a mix of everything. The point of it is that they have an audience, and you might be able to leverage that. You might be able to collaborate perhaps with them to create some sort of content with them that, perhaps you do a video and you interview them or something, or you offer to give a free sample of something that you have, or a free service, to them, and then say, would you do a review on it? You could do something like that. There's different things that you can try that can help to leverage influencers, but a lot of them may be wanting and expecting some sort of payment for promoting your product or service or whatever. The cost is going to vary, but generally speaking, the micro influencers, so there are 3 main types. So you've got micro, macro, and then the mega influencers. The micro influencers are the ones that you want to be looking for, because they have about 1,000 to 100,000 followers. The reason why they're the ones that you should be looking for is that they're going to have a higher engagement rate than the other ones. The larger the audience the other ones have, the lower engagement. Now, be aware that there are people that pay, it's called black hat marketing, and they will pay for bots to like and follow their accounts. I don't recommend you do it. It's bad for multiple reasons. For one, it goes against the terms of service of the platforms. And two, it can get you banned. Three, it can lead to you randomly losing followers as those bots are found and then have their accounts banned. And yeah, it just looks bad. So there are some services out there that some people are using and to try to artificially boost their accounts. So that's something you need to be aware of and you need to pay attention to. They can even use bots that will leave comments that, you know, the comments will be very shallow comments. They might be like a, you know, just a simple emoji, or it might be, you know, something very generic a lot of times, and, you know, the usernames and stuff may be really weird for some of them as well. It can be hard to tell which ones are fake and which ones are not, but you'll start noticing with certain accounts if there's a lot of those types of instances with those accounts, then you might want to stay clear of those because they could be trying to artificially boost themselves to appear like they're more important than they're not. So you're going to be looking for these micro influencers because they're going to be lower cost. So you'll be able to get them to promote your stuff for a lot less than the other ones, which are going to demand a higher price. And you'll have a better engagement rate in, you know, in return. The engagement rate is around 4%, 4 something percent. I covered it in the Tuesday's class. So if you want that data, you'll have to check that. All right, so best practices, if you decide to choose, you know, to work with some sort of influencer, make sure that they're aligned with your brand. So it needs to be whatever their target audience is. If it's not in line with your target market, it's not going to work. So you'll need to make sure that it's well targeted. You need to make sure that you have authentic content from them that resonates and stuff with their followers and stuff, because that's going to increase the likelihood that when they do promote, that it will convert. Make sure you outline your expectations, deliverables, compensation, all those kinds of nitty-gritty legal details so that they don't get upset later or try to claim something or cause any kind of problems. You want to make sure that you use tracking, so you can use tracking links and promo codes and different things like that to measure the success of the campaigns. And then another key thing is to try and build a relationship with them before you just, you know, start spamming these influencers saying, hey, would you be willing to promote my product or whatever. They get a lot of that and they may ignore it. They may think it's a scam. They may not like you for whatever reason. So you can try to follow, comment, like, and share posts from them. You can also try using platforms designed for that. I forgot the name of it, but I will figure out which one it was and then I will share that later. I have a resource list that I'm working on, so I will add it on there. And I will talk a bit about that in a bit. Alright. Another key to succeeding with your social media is to understand your audience. So you want to know what their interests are, their pain points, motivations. So if you can manage to better understand them, you'll be able to produce content that's better, you know, that resonates better with them. Sorry, the dog is trying to do something. She's snaring. Okay, I don't know what she's doing. Go lay down or something. Go away. Go. Okay, she's not going to. Alright. Next, you'll want to make sure that you're responding to all the content, you know, comments and messages. You want to engage with them, answer any questions, show appreciation. Something else that I don't specifically have in the slide is you could go into the Facebook groups that are for your topic that you're trying to target, that you are an expert in or whatever, that is related to your business, and then engage in those conversations. Don't try to sell, but just try to answer questions, try to show, you know, your knowledge and experience, and just help people in those types of groups, because that can be a great way to engage with people and it may potentially, if allowed in that group, you might be able to drop a link to something that could help promote you. Now, it might be something like a blog post on your website on that topic that gives details, and you can say, hey, da 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 da. Hey, by the way, if you want more information, here's a link, and it just goes to your website, to the blog. But you have to be very careful because some groups will forbid any kind of self-promotion. But that might be a way around that, is to do that. Alright, so the other thing is you can use polls and questions. You can use contests, anything that, encourages some sort of engagement or user-generated content. So you can encourage participation, you can try and get their feedback or opinions. You can share, user-generated content, so if you do have a contest or whatever, you can share that to your audience, and that can help make the person that created it feel important and happy. While also just giving you something else to share and post with the community that you've been trying to build. You can also create interactive content, so you can use quizzes or live videos or stories or different things, and that can help create more of an engaging and authentic experience for people to get with you that they may not be getting elsewhere, and that they may better relate to and enjoy. Okay, so when it comes to analyzing performance, the things you want to pay attention to are like the key metrics would be engagement rates, the reach, so how many views it's getting, the number of clicks, what's converting, and your follower counts. And you can use platform analytics tools, and you can also use some third-party tools. Sometimes they can integrate with these things and help you get better insights. Of course, they probably will cost money to do that. But there are some platforms like Social Champ. They have social media scheduling thing, and it will help track your engagement as well, and it integrates with your social media accounts. Make sure you set goals, so have clear objectives. So if you're trying to drive engagement, drive traffic to your website, boost conversions to get sales and stuff like that, set your goals for what you're trying to achieve, and then, you may have to modify those goals based on performance and everything like that, and change your strategy, but, it's important to set goals so you can measure if you're making any progress or succeeding with your efforts. Next is A/B testing. Again, you want to try with different posting formats and times and using different headlines till eventually you can find what works best and gets the most response. You're going to want to regularly review everything, and so analyze the data, do that regularly, and then try to refine your strategy based on what's working and what isn't. There are some tools that I don't know too much about them yet, but there are some tools I've been trying to learn more about with the help of ChatGPT that will help streamline this and make it easier, because a lot of the analytics tools can be overwhelming, and there's some terms and stuff that can be confusing or unclear what they may mean, and so ChatGPT can kind of help with those things and understanding that. But also there's other AI tools that you can try and use, and just tools in general that may help with your social media marketing strategy, whether you choose to go the organic post route or if you choose to utilize paid advertising. These things can all make a difference. Okay, so when you want to leverage the different platforms, you need to make sure that you're tailoring the content to each platform. What doesn't work is taking a post and then using that same post across all the platforms. That doesn't work. A lot of times you'll find that it gets more response on one and not on the others. It's because there's certain elements to each platform. Each one is different. Some have different post requirements. Some may not even be compatible with the post that you're trying to do. And so you have to tailor the content. So that's why it's important to choose the right platforms to post to, so that you're not spending so much time trying to tailor content to all these different platforms, because it's just too much to do. But you'll need to, while you can share it across multiple platforms, you have to adjust the format and you have to adjust the messaging so that it's better suited to each one and so that it's more geared to get a response. But again, the organic posts just are not going to get as much of a reaction compared to the paid ones. And so if you're investing in paid ones, I would highly recommend you spend, time just tailoring the ad to suit it rather than, to just use the same ad across everything. But with organic posts, it's not as much, worry, but because you're not paying for each click on that if you're doing your organic posts. But it's still something that still takes time and effort, and if you're paying someone to create or using, tools to create it, and you're paying for those tools, it still has a cost. It may not be as high as the paid advertising, but it's something you need to just invest in the time to do properly rather than to just try and mass produce posts all the time. Alright, so you want to utilize the platform-specific features. So with like Instagram has Instagram stories, Twitter has the Twitter threads, well, Twitter X, LinkedIn has articles, Facebook has groups, and you can use these things to help expand your reach and grow your page and to help share the posts that you create and different things like that. It can just help get you more exposure when you use these features. You also want to make sure that you focus, again, on the platforms where your target audience is and be consistent. So you want to try and make sure that your brand voice and messaging is consistent across the platforms, but that you're also tailoring it to the format and messaging that's going to suit your audience on that platform. So someone that's using Facebook mostly may be expecting one thing, whereas someone on, say, Reddit or something would be expecting something else. And so you want to tailor your content but still keep it consistent. Okay, so some things that you need to know for creating shareable content. You need to know what your audience is going to love to share. So you may start to notice some observations about the things that they tend to do and stuff. So they might like inspirational quotes or helpful tips or memes, or they might like videos or something like that. Those are, some different content types that you might be able to create fairly easily with, say, Canva or something, and then post those, and then people might like sharing those. You can use strong visuals, so you want to use professional quality images. Canva is a great source for creating social media posts. Highly recommend them. Just because it is super easy. They have a ton of templates, more than any other platform that I'm aware of, like any other tool. They also have the ability to create simple videos and, add music and different things. You can add a voiceover, you can do different things with it easily, and it doesn't take too much time to do, especially with their templates and all their massive photo collection and stuff. I think a subscription is like $15 a month or something. I think it's well worth the investment because it can help you to create your posts much more easily and much more quickly, and then you can schedule them out with some tool like Social Champ or something. And then you can schedule them out in advance, and that will, put your content at the best days and times, and that will help you to, build your engagement through the organic algorithm. And then you can invest in trying to craft some really good ones for the paid ads, and that will really promote your service or product or whatever you're trying to offer and sell. So craft engaging headlines. That means you need something that's going to catch attention, because people have short attention spans. They're going to be scrolling through, and you need good imagery that's going to go with it. Sometimes really weird imagery can, catch attention to make people stop and take a second look. I don't know if you've ever seen those ads. If you're browsing, like trying to read an article or something, and then you see something really weird and disturbing. It might be like a sore or something, or some weird medical ad or something, and it'll be like, get rid of this wart or something. I can't remember what it was exactly, but there's all kinds of ads that we use a graphic to try and catch attention. to get you to click on it. So you can use imagery to help catch attention when you use attention-grabbing headlines that make sense and are relevant and still are accurate for what you're offering. That's key. Also, but also using an image with that headline that is relevant but also eye-catching and different. One of the keys to getting someone to look is facial expressions, so surprise, something extreme emotions tend to catch eye. That's why you'll see those, people looking, oh, surprised and stuff like that in a lot of ads and YouTube thumbnails and stuff like that, is because of that, is because people are drawn to faces and they'll look at them because they're like, what is that? and stuff. So that's, just one of those keys to using imagery and headlines to try and catch attention. You want to make sure that you have a call to action with it, so you can use something like share this if you agree, or tag a friend, or different things like that. So make sure that you're including something in your post to help encourage people to do something when they see your content. You can also leverage emotional appeal, so something that's going to evoke some sort of strong emotion will generally be shared more than something that doesn't. So those are just some keys that you can keep in mind when you're trying to create your social media content. Alright, so I've got some social media strategies. These are kind of unique ones that may not be used as much, but can be effective depending, on the audience and how much exposure it gets and different things like that. You could do some sort of themed content series where you post something weekly or monthly around some sort of specific theme that helps build some sort of anticipation and consistency. You can do a social media takeover where you collaborate with some sort of influencer or customer and allow them to take over your account for a day, which provides some sort of fresh content for you. You can use user-generated content contests where you have them, have your audience try and create photos or videos or something related to your brand, or, it could be written content as well, but visuals are going to perform better, most likely. So if you have photos or something, take a photo with your pet or something like that. Something that has an incentive with, of a reward will tend to do better. So if you have something, it would need to be probably related to your business, product, or service, ideally. But you could do some sort of fun content, contest that gets people engaged and interested with your brand. You can leverage micro-influencers, so you can try and partner with micro-influencers. They, if they have a highly engaged niche audience that aligns with your brand, they may be a good fit, and so you might be able to either, collaborate on a regular basis or do some sort of, one-off kind of content or something with them. Have them review your product, or interview them, or try to do some sort of collaboration. You can reach out to them and just say, would you be interested in doing such and such? It helps if you have an audience where they feel like they're going to have some sort of value, so they're not going to want to do something for nothing. They're going to want something in return. So if you're not paying them, then they are going to want, something that they want, something of value from you. And so if you do any kind of collaboration, it's generally going to need to be mutually beneficial in some way. The last thing for ideas is to use augmented reality filters. So that's where you would have AR filters, that are created that can be used on Instagram or Snapchat, and it just kind of creates a unique and interactive experience. I don't know much about that, but I'm sure you've seen the filters that can be quite amusing to look at. In the past, I know there's been some sort of filters that would show some sort of branding, but I don't know the rules, and I don't know what is, currently allowed with those. but there's been something that I've seen in the past with it that was like I think it was a city or something like that that had some sort of special filter or something to promote some sort of event or something that they had going on. But that is a unique way to try to capture audience members. So, okay, that is the material that I have to present. I had spent a great deal of time trying to put together all those statistics because I think that is the most important part of this, is having data to try to decide what platforms to target, what to spend your money and time doing, like the types of content, types of ads if you decide to use that. All that kind of information is key to doing social media marketing and getting some kind of results from it. Because a lot of it is just so, it usually doesn't work very well. Unless you're using the paid ads and unless you're doing certain things, because otherwise your post just won't get seen. But yeah, so that's pretty much what I have to present today. It's a bit of a shorter class, but it's still a lot of information and it's a lot of data. Like, let me see. In here, specific, posts. So for example, Facebook ads that have some of the best conversion is a carousel ads, video ads, and lead ads. I'm not entirely sure what that is. I'd have to ask. Okay, lead ads are effective for capturing leads directly within the platform. I'm still not entirely sure what that is, but ChatGPT is able to provide details on these types of things, and so I can add in more clarification as I get it. But you can use these tables and charts and stuff to kind of help you as you go to try to put together your social media marketing strategy. Because I think this is going to give a much clearer a clear idea of where you need to be focusing your efforts rather than trying to target all the platforms all the time and trying to post the same thing on everything, because it just doesn't work that way. And it's just not possible to really do that effectively. And even if you tried to, say, target 5 or more platforms all at the same time, you may have a hard time coming up with unique content to post. You may have a hard time just posting regularly. And it just might be that you will get some engagement on some platforms and not on others, and some will be a total waste of time because your audience just isn't present on there or enough of them to make it worth your while. And so the demographics are going to help you to understand what types of platforms you should be looking at and trying to explore. I tried to list the ones I could think of that I'm aware of. There's probably some that I haven't found yet that exist and stuff. I tried to include ones that are not common. Let me put that. I don't know. There. Maybe I should have put that. Okay. I try to put ones that even are conservative or questionable, controversial, I should say. Like Telegram is more of a conservative platform. Gab is, Minds and stuff. So I included some of those as well, because I think they deserve to be, seen as well, not just major ones. Because, you never know what your audience might be on some of these platforms that may not be as heavily utilized by your competitors, and you might still be able to reach them. So something to keep in mind. And then I've got all these content types, so you can see kind of if you post something on one, you might be able to post that content but maybe have to make it a different size or something on another platform. So you can see a lot of them will support text, images, and video. Of course, the text length can vary. Some specifically allow for blogs and articles and stuff. Let's see. And some have different days and times and stuff that you may want to be posting on, and then some may be better for different uses. But yeah, so that's kind of like all the data I've been collecting so far. I will have more though, but it takes time to put all this stuff together and stuff. But ChatGPT is a big help. But again, I can't vouch for the accuracy of the data, unfortunately. But even with studies, this stuff can change all the time because people can leave platforms and start using something else, or just, the internet is unpredictable. It's just, that's how people are. But this information can still be useful in helping you to, come up with some sort of strategy. If you have comments, feel free to put them in the comments, and I will try to help and answer your questions if you have any. And if you don't, that's okay too. My main thing is just trying to put together this information and present it to you so that it's helpful and provides benefit and helps save you a lot of time and money. And on this advertising sheet here, I actually have the cost per click on average and monthly budget people, businesses are spending, and the average conversion rate. And I ordered these by the average conversion rate, so you can see the highest one is actually YouTube has the highest conversion rate according to ChatGPT's information, which again, I don't know how accurate it is. It would take a great deal of time to try to look up a lot of this, and especially on some of the other platforms, say like on Minds and stuff. So I'd have to look it up individually, and so it would take a lot more time. But this can give you a general idea. So like $200 to $1,500 on Facebook, and the cost per click might be 97 cents at the lowest, but $2 at the highest. And so then you may have different platforms you may want to try and advertise on, even if you don't have an established presence on. You can try and use them still for advertising, to try and reach your audience if it's a good fit. And yeah, so this kind of stuff can help you know what platforms perform the best. And so see, Twitter is inexpensive with like 38 cents, but it also can go up to $2.50. And the average conversion rate, at least according to ChatGPT's data, is only 7.77%, so not even 1% convert on that. But whereas, say, TikTok has a 2% conversion, and Quora has 3.6, and the cost is a bit similar to Facebook, but Facebook has a high percentage, compared to everything else. Except for YouTube. And YouTube has in-stream ads, video discovery ads, bumper ads, and sponsored cards that they use. And so it has a strong return on investment, especially with well-targeted video ads, and a higher upfront cost for video production. But it's still better conversion rate than everything else. So it's just kind of interesting information, and if I find anything else out on these percentages and stuff, I will update this table. The link is all, I've got a link to it, that I sent out, and that is available on the website and everything, so that you can access this to be able to review it. And you can save a copy of this, so then you can sort it and use it to help build your strategy out. But yeah, so I mean, it's a lot of data, a lot of information to try and use, but I think it will help save time. So see, like Facebook, 25 to 44, middle to high income, and it's saying it's a mixed education, balanced gender. But if you look on here, it's slightly more male. So I mean, but it still says 25 to 44. And stuff. So there's a little bit of variation. If I can find out any more details on it, I will fix it. But I think it's still useful. And and still mostly accurate. There may just be some inaccuracies with some of the data, but I think the age ranges are probably pretty good. For example, I know Reddit is predominantly male. YouTube says it's balanced, 18 to 49 age range typically, and stuff. And so it's just kind of useful information. I hope that this stuff was helpful to you. If you have questions, just, let me know. And if there's specific platforms that I don't have included in this, you can, let me know and I'll try and add them in here. I tried to include everything I could think of, but I mean, I know that there's other platforms that I'm not aware of. And I know I've heard of like things like Linktree, but that wasn't really a platform. So I don't have it in here. Oh, I think I should have included Truth Social. That was one I forgot. So I'll have to add that in. And stuff. And then I will get information in there. So that I can include that platform, because that one's important too. And then there's probably some other ones I don't have yet, but I will try and get ChatGPT to give me information on it. And if I can verify that information, then I will note it as well and add some additional notes in here. But I mean, this information will hopefully help you. I think it helps me and stuff, so it's, the information is not just something I'm just throwing out there, it's just something that I'm trying to use to help you, and it helps me at the same time, and will help everybody, so, it's useful. And, yeah, so it should help save time and effort, because it's just impossible to target every single platform. I've heard so many people, talk about targeting the, post everywhere. That's what I've heard some other people say, and it's just like, yeah, no, that's unrealistic. Especially when there are so many platforms, as you can see here. Because not all of them are going to be right. So, see, North America, some are, not as suitable. And stuff. So, it's just kind of interesting stuff. If you have a question or anything, again, you can just put it in the chat or email it to me or send it through the site, and I will try to answer it and get additional information if you want it. If there's some sort of chart you want to see or any kind of information, just let me know, and then I will add that in there, because it's useful, and it may be useful to others as well. An organic reach. Let me see. I could sort this, but I think oh yeah, that's right. I did this in, alphabetically, so they're alphabetically ordered, except for Twitter. I need to put X. I keep forgetting. X Twitter, I got it right there. But you'll see that I keep putting it as Twitter and not fixing it. Where did it go? Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. So if you're looking for Twitter stats, look under X, and I will hopefully have all those fixed in there, because I goofed up on there. Let me see. Twitter X, yeah. I mean, I'll fix that now. There. Because I keep messing that up. But, so, anyway, you'll be able to see all my live changes in here as I make them and as I build this out more, so that hopefully it will be of more help to you. Oh. I forgot to put this in parentheses. There. There we go. Oh. It updated the chart. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, good. Good to know. Okay. Let me make sure I put that on there. X Twitter, good. X Twitter, good. I'm just trying to clean up my chart here. And then add formats. Oh, I gotta fix that. There we go. I'll try and get True Social added on shortly. There we go. But if there are no questions, I think I'll probably end the stream and then try to make some changes to this and fix it up, and then make some corrections to the slides because I need to fix something because one of the slides was messed up. But yeah, so if you have questions, just let me know. You can email me from the site. Just use a little form that I have on the dashboard, and you can send a message to me. The next class will be not next week, but the week after, and it will be on online stores. So then I'll be talking about how to set up an online store, all of that kind of good stuff. So I'll be covering all of that in depth and going over what works and, you know, different platforms and cost and effectiveness and all that kind of stuff. All on, I think it's September 10th. I think it was. Yeah, September 10th. So that's the next class. Until next time, so long. If I can remember what to do. Oh, the dog.